Yes. Good evening and welcome to United Sauce and Wingers. We just beat AC Milan 1-0, 2-1 aggregate. This is huge. This is massive, guys. We're going to go in. I'm going to get some people on the calls. I want to understand how you feel. We've got Aiden, we've got Naji in the house. We're going to have a good time tonight because freaking hell, we deserved it. The title of this show is Pog Wing, Pog Goal, Pog Back. Let's go, baby! Yes. Good evening. Welcome to United Sauce and Wingers. I'm Dominic, your host. And obviously, we've got our freaking beautiful, unbelievable guests, as we always have the panel. We've got Naji in the house with his zebra kit. Naji, how you doing, man?
That's me, bro. That's me right now. I'm good.
That's all you need to hear. You've got Aiden. What's going on, brother? You good?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Happy after that second half performance.
mate, it's good to have you back, man. Honestly, guys,
man.
Honestly, like, this is, you know what, right? I tweeted out, I tweeted out before, guys, and some of you might have seen it. I said, look, if we win, I'm going to buy the zebra kit. And I'm gonna stick by my freaking word, right? And the reason I'm going to buy it is because I weren't feeling good about it. I had to pull on all these different sort of forces and these vibes to try and... I'm not saying that we won because I said we're going to get the kit. I'm not taking, like, the responsibility of that. You don't have to thank me. But I did say I'll buy the kit if we win, and we freaking won. So just have it how you want to accept it, how you want to accept it. But the most important thing, guys, is that we are through to the quarterfinals of the Europa freaking League. Our next potential opponents are Ajax, Arsenal, Dynamo Zagreb, who smashed Tottenham. We'll talk about that. AS Roma, Slavia Prague, Villa, and Granada. And I'm not talking about the country. I'm talking about the football team. Like, guys, we're in a good place. We have to be real. And I'm going to get the panel's thoughts. Guys, if you want to come on a bit later as well and have your say, I'll put the link in the chat. Come on, talk to us, have your say. How you feeling? What was important to you today? What do you think made the difference? Who needs to basically look at themselves a little bit and say, okay, am I good enough if we want to take this team forward? And also, what are your thoughts on Ollie? But without any sort of further ado, let's get the panel straight in. Aiden, how are you feeling, my brother? Talk to me. How does that game feel for you, man?
Bro, I'm gassed. I can't lie, like, that first half, like, it was woeful. Like, when I say bad, it was horrendous. Played us off the park completely. We had nothing in terms of chances. But the second half, we were better. I think we all know why that is. Pogba came on.
Yeah.
Obviously, we got a little bit of a goal rush. But, like, to be honest, I think the thing about Pogba is, it's like I think he's one of the most complete players in the world. I think apart from people like, I'm talking about complete. Apart from people like Messi, maybe, like, can't think of many players that have got his amount of attributes. And the thing is, he can hold up the ball, he can retain the ball, he can make a line-breaking pass, he can finish. And I think when you've got a player like that in midfield, it knits everything together because you've got pace, you've got, defensive, like, awareness all over the pitch, but you need one player to sort of bring it together. And Pogba brought that together today. He was man of the match. I thought he was incredible. And yeah, bruv, as I say, there's no reason why we should be walking this competition now. Ajax are not the Ajax they were a few years back. And, I mean, who else is even in the competition? If we lost to Arsenal, I'd retire from football. Like, I actually would. I would retire from football, but we're not going to. So, yeah, I think we should be winning this competition now. If I'm on set real with you, there's no reason why we shouldn't. So, yeah, I'm really happy with the win.
Aiden, mate, I appreciate it, brother. You know what, right? It's one of those situations, guys, where I said to myself before the game, I was like, look, I said, join the realization boat where we're just not good enough anymore. We've got deficiencies. We've got a team that look like they don't know if they believe themselves anymore. Where's the mentality? But one thing we didn't really think about, and I know some things will say, okay, we've got injuries. Maybe we'll have Van de Beek back. Pogba might come in and do something. But I don't think we really took that seriously enough, how much of a difference Pogba actually makes to this team. Let's look at the stats, right? I don't like looking at stats. I'm not one of those stats guys. And then we're going to go in the comments. But I look at stats to sort of supplement what I've seen on the pitch, right? It basically makes it real. If I think I see something on the pitch, I look at the stats afterwards and say if I was just talking absolute nonsense. Look at the stats here. 80% park accuracy, 2 key passes, 1 goal, 2 interceptions, 1 tackle. And that does not just say it all because we saw more than that. We saw a guy who's trying to silence the doubters, trying to understand where he fits in this team, and this is where he fits. He fits anywhere. I was on the stream with Neji earlier doing the watch along. Check out his channel. Really, really good channel. Sunshine 47, right? And it was a situation where we said, look, Pogba's on the wing. What's going on with that? Why is Pogba on the wing? This ain't right. This ain't right. But then we looked at ourselves and we thought to ourselves, wait a minute. Pogba's on the wing because he can play on the wing. Obviously, we want to have him play where he wants to, and he feels calm and relaxed, and he feels like he can play his best football. But when you have a talent who's played at the biggest stages in the entire world, you can't say, okay, Pogba can't play on the wing, because look what he did. Just imagine what he did with people like Verratti behind him, or I don't know, flicking what's his name, and Diddy behind him, right? Better players play with better players, and we saw that today. So this is what this is what we need to build on. We can't rest on our laurels. This summer is so important. I've said it in my previous streams. This summer is vital to what happens to Manchester United in the next 3 years. If you think we're just going to carry on just rowing our boat like a row your boat down the stream and end up in Champions League or trebles, never going to happen. We need to match the class of Pogba. Match the class of Pogba with the players that we buy. We cannot buy mediocrity anymore, or we'll just fail. And I'll tell you that right now. Let me get in the comments quickly, and I'll come to you, Neji, bro. At least we are through, Marco. Yes, my brother. Kliss, well-deserved win. Pogba came on and made the difference. Hendo was a brick wall. Yeah, honestly, we're going to talk about Hendo. Hendo did some things I never thought he could do. He was like flicking Neo out of flicking Matrix, doing like flicking stopping bullet. Marco, yes, Chris, you're right, mate. Apart from Matt Fred, yeah. I'll let Neji talk about Matt Fred. I know he was talking about that. Pogba was a magnificent player, 100%. Carlos, I love this. The less said about the first half, the better. Honestly, lastly, if Ollie starts Matt Fred in one more big game, I think I'll lose it. Yeah, honestly. Jose Mugabe. Oh, Jesus, have mercy. Vibes FC, you've gone in. You've gone really, really in. Marco is saying we need to get VDB into that team. We don't need 3 attackers right now. We need more quality in the ball. Look, Mark, that's a great shout, because look, when you bring Pogba on the pitch, the class, the element of how we play football, the way that we attack the ball, the build-up play, the confidence, it was oozing with one quality player. This is what happens when you bring quality into a team. This is, look, the amount of times we play football and we're like, oh, why is it not working? Why is it not working? It's because our players are limited. Some people are saying, oh, all right, yeah, but Fred's here, so forth. Fred is playing to the best of his ability. Scott McTominay is playing to the best of his ability, but they're just not good enough. And they understand that, and we can see what happens when you bring in class. Jasmine, Dong, Pogba is as important as Bruno to this team, although Bruno was S in the first half. They each other. We're saying this big time with Neji. Neji, we were talking about this, and we were saying that, look, when you've got good players, such as Bruno and Pogba, they haven't got to be playing both to 100%. Sometimes Pogba steps up in games. Sometimes Bruno steps up in games. We haven't got to be one or the other. Some people need to just forget about that and understand when you've got good players on the pitch, they all figure it out and work it out with a good system behind them. Sufan, my man, Fred in the second half was also great. Complete 180 from the first half. Must be something to do with Paul next to him. Of course. The guy just had to mop up like a flicking lawnmower. Ishmael, Lindelof, Maguire solid again. I can't believe it. Shah is saying Pogback 100%. Jose, the defense wants the game. Look, there's so much to talk about. We're going to get into the depths of it. Guys, if you're just watching and you're new, don't forget to subscribe to United's Awesome Wingers. My name is Dominic, and we've got some flicking epic flicking panel guests that you know all the time that come on. These guys are legends. We're going to get Neji's thoughts. Neji, talk to me, brother. How you feeling?
I'm blessed, bro. First and foremost, going to say thank you for doing the watch long second half. Absolutely slapped it, and I'm glad that I feel like you coming through at that time allowed us to get the goal. It happened. It happened. Let's be honest. And I think, to be fair, bro, when we did the preview, did I not say Pogba score first goal for us?
You might have done it, man. You might have been the oracle from Matrix.
I did. I'm sure I did. Anyway, big up yourself, man. Big up the viewers. Make sure you go like and subscribe, of course. United Awesome Wingers. But my overview on the game, bro, if you really need it, it's just relief first and foremost. Relief. Relief more so not for the result, but because the way we actually played. And again, I look at Fred and McTominay, absolute trash, as we know. Not good enough. The key word is enough. If anyone says you're not good enough, doesn't mean you're not good. It means you're not good enough.
Enough, yeah.
and enough means you should be on the bench. You know what I mean? McTominay is good enough for our bench. Fred, good enough for our bench. However, today, when you look at it, the amount of times we won the ball back but then lost it within 2 seconds, you can't be doing those things. You cannot be doing those things that are push. And for him to get 90 minutes, both of them to get 90 minutes, that says a lot to me about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because he's confident that that's the way he wants to play. He's confident that he doesn't mind losing the ball consistently, and that scares me for our future, because if Pogba does go, fingers crossed he doesn't, but let's be honest, he's looking like he's going as things were last left. If he does go, Van de Beek's not getting no minutes. We are then going to have to rely on what? That ball over the top. One, who's playing it? Nobody. And two, we ain't going to move the ball well enough. So people who say, oh, get rid of Pogba and get Haaland in, who's giving what service? Yeah. Dan James ain't doing that. You know what I mean? So not really giving it a negative. Just want to put into perspective how important one Pogba is to this team, but also how important it is to have ball players on. Rashford, we know the substitution happened because he was injured, not because it was tactical. So I'm not really gonna big up the G man. I'm not really gonna give Ollie credit for bringing Pogba and putting him there. I think that was just the other play he wanted to put on. However, and it's a big however. When Pogba come on, you could see that having a baller of Kane, there's not many out there at all, if any, with Pogba's talents. But a player that knows how to link up play, a player that knows how to be class on the ball. You don't need pace over the top. You don't need, one-on-one, taking a man on one-on-one and shooting or running into three man. You don't need it. And this is the problem some United fans have been having in terms of accepting this poor setup. Where if you have ballers on the pitch, they can do a job. Bruno didn't have to actually do much in the second half and was free of actually being a scapegoat because he didn't have to force the game. Yeah. And it was so good to see that because the whole team looked, the whole team leveled up. It only takes a few positive moments in the game where you're linking up play nice, which builds on the progressiveness of the positivity. And also Fred, he looked so much better when Pogba come on. So I know I ramble on, I am gassed, but listen, we need ball players to be on the pitch if we're going to stand any chance of progressing onwards and upwards. Will Ollie do it? I don't know, but so far we look like we can get a trophy in this Europa League team, 100%.
Nice one, Nadia. Appreciate it, man. Let's get in the comments, mate. Well said. I fast with Bradley. Yes, that was from our United's channel. Appreciate you, brother, joining in, man. The defense was the game, mate. The defense was on some sort of sauce. That's not a pun for my channel, United. So I should start that. He was on sauce. I might start that. Yeah, he was on some next sauce barbecue. It was hot. Carl, imagine us with CDM plus VDB. I can't wait until we start playing the brother. It's going to be flicking like a new signing. Sufan, Pogba and Bruno link up is amazing. Our fan base tries to pit them against each other. It's sad. Look, this is what I mean. Look, we've got two good players. Let's just play them. They're not going to both have amazing games every single game they play in. That's why some people step up. Look at flicking the Ginger Albrighton. Flicking Kevin De Bruyne. He was rubbish against us, but then smacks it in the Champions League. Look, sometimes you have good games, sometimes you have bad games. Adam, my man, are you taking calls? Yes, we'll be taking calls in about 15 minutes, bro. So I'll put out the link in about 10 minutes. Come on, have your say, mate. Flicking, have it out. I want everybody to have a chance. I know sometimes you go on channels and it's hard to get on and get a say and stuff. Come on in and have your say, bro. Jaswin, time to give credit to our defense. They look a lot better, Dino. Mate, Henderson was on some next thing. I want to get your thoughts on Hendo in a minute. Aiden. Big up Dominic G and Jota. Yes, the G. Chris is saying that sure. MUC were awful in the first half, saying maybe we were lucky to be level at the break. Second half a bit better. It always helps when you've got a world player like Paul, like Bill, Pogba. So come on. Come on. Marco wants to bring back Ronnie. Who doesn't? Who freaking doesn't want to bring him back? Jose Mourinho's a clown. That's not what Chris wrote. I just wanted to say it. We can't drop Dino. He makes Maguire Lindelof better. Look, I love this now, Aiden. Let's talk about Dino, right? And we need a section for Paul Pogba. I want to ask people when they come on about Paul Pogba. But let's talk about this, right? Dino, the amount of people, Aiden, that was saying about Dino, like, oh, why are people getting that Dino train? He made that one mistake, and they're like, I told you De Gea should be playing. Rush him back from spending time with his family. He's not match fit, but he'll play better than Hendo. Hendo had a great game. He was fast. He was committed. He was powerful. He was strong in the air. He instilled confidence in his centre backs. Why are people flip flopping so much? When Hendo got the contract, people were like, "Yes, well done. Now we've got 2 number ones." As soon as he plays a few games, oh no, he's a number 3. What's that about, Aiden? Talk to me.
Yeah, I don't, do you know what it is, man? It's like, I think people can be fickle. I think more on a personal level, anything in life, really, it takes a lot of courage to stick with something throughout being pressured by other people. I think it's just something that's hard to do, to be honest. You have to be, I think, relatively mature to do it. And I think it's easy to just say, well, you know, Henderson one week and De Gea the other week. But I think, to be honest, out of all the player debates we have, there's not a clear answer with De Gea and Henderson. You know, people want to talk about Rashford, want to talk about Martial. I think there's more clear answers in other debates. But with this, it's like yin and yang, like apples and oranges. Like, you know, people say Henderson was good. He made a save that made up for the fact that he almost essentially lost us the game last leg.
Yeah.
He went in on the back foot. So what? He made up for the fact that he put us down in the first place. You know, of course, football wasn't as simple as that, and we were awful for the whole game, awful for this half. But, you know, if you look at context, it's 1 minute it's De Gea, 1 minute it's Henderson. So I don't think either one of them are better than one another. I mean, I said on another channel, I said, the thing about De Gea is that he's an incredible shot stopper, but overall, he's not that complete of a keeper.
No, he's not.
Ball distribution is not good. His ball retention is not good. Catching the ball is not good. He's not a leader, but he's so good at shot stopping, which is the main thing you want from a keeper. It makes him look. It makes all his other aspects look better. It's like Wan-Bissaka. He's incredible 1v1, ridiculous. Everything else is average, so it makes everything else look better. But again, Henderson, he's not a better shot stopper, but he's probably a better complete keeper. But to be honest, you know, Henderson's bad 1 week, De Gea's bad the next. So it's like,
so how are you handling De Gea and Henderson in the games coming up? If you're a manager, what are you doing with them?
I think this is the rare time when there's not really a right answer. I don't think. I think bringing either keeper on is valid. Because on the one hand, you could say, well, you want someone to have a run of games, especially with younger players, but I'm using that sort of tongue-in-cheek, he's more inexperienced. You have to play them. Once they're confident, you have to play them because they're fragile when you're young. But so you'd say play Henderson, but then you'd also say, well, De Gea is experienced in the latter stages of tournaments. He's got 10 years plus experience. So play De Gea because we're coming to the crunch time. So you could put a case forward for both of them. And that's what I say. If you want to have an opinion on De Gea or Henderson, come with an open mind, come with an acknowledgement of the fact that neither point is really intrinsically correct. And that you're just coming with an idea based on limited information. Like, both are acceptable, really.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, it was good today, though.
Yeah, I completely agree, bro. We're in a. If you think about it, apart from Chelsea, when you've got Kepa and Mendy, really, you're not supposed to have 2 number ones. Like, when do keepers get injured? You get injured in warm up. Maybe you go in Tesco shopping and you flicking trip over a freaking brick. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't really happen. You get big keepers who get a lot of money and play basically every single game. But the situation we had is we didn't want to lose Henderson to Sheffield United again and try and do it. And we got flicking De Gea on 375 grand a week. Look, this is a weird situation, but I feel like they've just got to play it out. They just got to battle out until someone goes. And for me, I'm being honest with you, I've said it before, I appreciate De Gea. 4 Player of the Season awards, saved us single-handedly seasons upon seasons upon seasons. But in a transfer window, when we get players, they make our team better, we need all the cash we can get. I would sell De Gea in the summer, and I'm just putting it out there. No disrespect to him, not what he's done for us, but I need the cash. And I say that I need the cash. I've seen an article come out saying that Woodward has relinquished all transfers communications to John Murtough. If that's from Laurie Whitwell, apparently. If that's the case, that means that hopefully we can go out and get some and spend some money and get some right players. Get the De Gea 375k off the flicking books. Take the money. Maybe what are you thinking, right? For De Gea, what we thinking? We'll get 30, 40 mil?
I think
we get, I don't know about 50, probably maybe like 40 mil.
I'll say
after
40,
the World Cup, like, I don't know.
If Declan Rice is going for 80 mil, 60 mil, I'm sorry, but
bro, that's British tax. You got to remember.
Who's proven, who's still not peak age as a goalkeeper. I'm sorry. The only reason his value is going to go down is because of the unnecessary media bullshit that's been on his head. That's my opinion. If you watch him, he's not been that bad. I think so. I'll be honest. 50 million is not is not bad for a De Gea. If you look at De Gea,
Mm.
especially if he plays in a league which is a little bit more softer, isn't as physical, you don't need dominance. If he went to Madrid, Ramos is commanding, because this is the difference between, and I fully agree with Hayden in terms of Henderson being more complete. De Gea, if you look at Man United's goalkeepers, let's go back a bit. If you go look at United's goalkeepers, best goalkeepers, they've always had a little bit of dominance about them. So when it was Schmeichel was the force, the wall, the dominance. He commanded the area. Centre backs, I believe, was it Steve Bruce? I'm not sure how far I can go back. But that era, they weren't big leaders, but they did a job. Okay. Yeah. But there was always within that trio, with the centre backs or the goalkeeper, a leader. In this team, Maguire is fallen short of being that leader. So is Lindelof. So behind him is a De Gea who isn't that vocal, doesn't come off his line, he needs that surety in front. Now, when Henderson's playing, he commands the box, so he knows that he's not leaving his centre backs to make a mistake. It's his ball. And this is the difference between him and De Gea. Now, if you take a De Gea who goes to Madrid, who's got Ramos behind him, who's probably going to get minutes, a Varane if he stays, Alaba, because I think Alaba's going over there. He doesn't need to be that leader, which will play into his hands, because he knows defenders are more time going to get rid of the ball for him. Ramos is winning that ball. So De Gea goes to Madrid, you're thinking, raw, 50 million for that type of De Gea. Just need a few shots.
You know, the thing is though, the thing is about I'm thinking though is that we're in a coronavirus period, bro, where we know that teams can't afford as much as they can. In a normal,
and if they can't, swaps.
Swaps.
I'll be looking at going De Gea for Varane.
Yeah, people are doing it. Carlos here is saying if De Gea playing, he never catches Delo's cross from Zlatan in the 90th minute. He's never been. That's never been his game. He's never been powerful coming out, going yes.
He's got worse.
Yeah, that's not him. Marco, sell both keepers and play Joe Pereira. That's happening, bro. De Gea cannot leave because nobody will buy him and pays 350. 75 apparently. So Dino has to go. Oh, that's harsh. We've just given Dino a contract, bro. That's I don't know about that. Dino's on a lot as well. I think 200 if I'm right. Hot dog, who will buy De Gea with wages? Yes, very true. He's steadily getting worse, and Magaluf isn't helping. Oh Jesus Lord. No, we're in a situation, guys, where it's a hard situation. We've got two great keepers, and someone's going to get upset. Someone's going to who's going to mess up the change room more than others. I don't think people get upset if De Gea's not playing as much, because he's probably thinking, all right, this is my time to go. But you know what, right? We won. 1-0, beat AC Milan, 2-1 aggregate. It's a huge, huge result. We're in the next round of the Europa League, and I want to get people on to understand how you guys are feeling about it. What do you take away from this match? Should we be flicking crazy, going mad? I think we should, because we are not a very good team. We're not very good players at the moment. We have to be real about it. I think we should be happy. I think we should shout on the hilltops. Jose Mourinho, they were up. It was comfortable. They lost 3-0. This competition takes no prisoners. Do not take it lightly. Do not take it lightly. And this could be a route in. If you don't know what's happening with top four, we don't know what's happening. This gives us top four easy. This gives us a trophy. This gives us more money as well. This is such an important trophy that we need to get in, give us confidence, take it to the summer, and see what happens. So we can't take this lightly. Aiden, I want to talk about Rashford, because I know we've gone through to the next round, and I know there's so many positives, because I'm going to talk about Pogba when the people come on. What's happening with Rashford? Because I heard the commentator say, "Oh yeah, he had a bandage on."
Yeah,
they tried to take it off, and now he said, "Oh, please, can I put it back on?" He went to the press conference and said, "Look, I want to play. I feel okay, but I just got to play and take it game by game." I'm like, interesting.
Yeah.
Is Ollie flicking? Is Ollie in the wrong here? What's happening here?
Yeah, Ollie's 100% in the wrong. Whatever we do, we go past AC Milan, we win stuff. Ollie cannot seem to shake this naivety. And the funny thing is, like, it's not even naivety from a manager that hasn't had experience. Like, if you're talking about the fact that Ollie hasn't had experience, okay, the only way you could say he hasn't had experience is at the top level. That's fine. So if he gets to a Champions League semi-final and tactically he isn't on it, I can understand that. I can get that. But this is basics. This is simple. This is simple. This isn't not having experience at Real Madrid. This is simple. You learn this at Sunday League level. Why is he being played? And the worst thing is he keeps on doing it.
Yeah.
He doesn't learn from his mistakes. Originally, it was with Pogba. Yeah. He chose to play him against Rochdale because he couldn't coach the team well, and he had to bring him on. He broke his foot. He broke his foot. He could have easily done that the season before, and he would have been in the World Cup. Things like this, people have got to think about. He's also, I think, injured Rashford with the back injury versus Wolves, brought him on again. He also did it he did it Real Sociedad, brought him on again. Why are you bringing Rashford on when he's just come off an injury? And he's doing it again today. The thing is, yeah, if anything, I think everybody knows that Ole cannot coach a team of untalented individuals into the basics. So he has to start all the insane players. He can't. Yeah. He can't put like Pep. Yeah, he can put Zinchenko on left back, and you don't really notice much of a difference. Granted, you know, he's not awful, but Zinchenko's not that good. Shaw's far better, but he can put him there, and it will still work fine in the system. Whatever you want to say about Liverpool, they're still sixth with all the players they lost because the system alleviates any issues you'd have by taking the quality out. And this is the issue with Ole. If you're not going to coach your team in the basics, you rely on players. And when you rely on players, you start playing players when they shouldn't be being played. Rashford, whatever anyone says, he's not that technically good. His main asset is his pace and his athleticism. He has been blessed with incredible athleticism. His physique is just like an athlete. And you're literally taking that away from him. Or by this rate, Rashford will be finished by he's 28, 29. That's so like 3 or 4 ankle injuries, and his pace will be gone. It was an ankle injury. Once you start getting ankle injuries, that's gone for you. Harry Kane can live with it because he's not a pace-based player. Rashford is. So I'm telling you, if this keeps on going, Rashford will be done by the time he's 28, 29. That's not good. It's not good.
I agree with that.
Because you know what, we're in a situation right now where I think there was a stat that said that Maguire Rashford has played the most minutes across all Europe or something.
Yeah, basically, of the top 4 players across Europe that played the post minutes, it's Rashford, Maguire, and Wan-Bissaka. And realistically, of all the players who are going to play the most, you choose Wan-Bissaka and Maguire in the top 5. Like all the players, even if it was Pogba, I could be like, yeah, but Wan-Bissaka and Maguire. It's even Lindelof's been playing on a back injury, so he's consistent.
Do you think we can, Nadine? Do you think we're in a situation, right? Because obviously Rashford, he's probably not going to, you know what? He probably will play on Sunday, no Ollie. But we're in a situation. Are we going to miss Rashford if he's out for a bit now? We don't know what the extent of it is, but we've got a massive game against Leicester, right? What situation are we in now? Have we just got to leave him and let him just have 2 months off and get his shoulder injury sorted? Obviously, he's going to the flick. Is he going to the flicking Euros? For the flicking World Cup qualifiers as well.
Yeah, he's in the squad.
I think he's in the squad. Yeah, he's in the squad.
He shouldn't go. He's right.
He shouldn't go.
Come on.
Fergie wouldn't let him go, just to say.
Yeah, he wouldn't let him go, 100%. And I think this is the issue. We've all these persistence with this team has made United fans feel that we rely on someone like Rashford. We rely on Fred McTominay. And it's like, it's them being overplayed, including Bissaka and Maguire and Lindelof. It's like, it's a necessity because some people go, well, I didn't like it at the start, but we have been winning games. Didn't like it at the start, but we do look better, like clean sheet. And it's like starting to paper over cracks. You only have to look at tonight's performance. Injury or not, Pogba is not a left winger. He does not possess the attributes of a winger other than having the ability to go past the man when he's running at pace. A modern day winger. He's come on in a position with creativity, an eye for other players, and link-up play. If you bring that onto a pitch, you then allow others to play better, meaning you take less pressure off your position. Yeah. Rashford, when he was playing, and people say it's his injuries, but I'll tell you again, it's not about his injuries because, let's be honest, when he's been injury-free, he's still doing the same, he plays the same way. I'm not saying he needs to change the way he plays. What I'm saying is he doesn't benefit the team. So Rashford being out, I don't see it being an issue, personally. If it was Martial out, I would say a little bit more different because Martial gives you the link-up play, gives you the carrying of the ball, brings other players into the pitch, has won the most penalties for us this season, I believe, and created those chances. So with players like Martial, you allow others like like Pogba today, he freed Bruno up. He freed Fred up.
big
Fred
time.
was having a shocker.
Yeah.
And he was playing in a position that he does not play. Imagine, just picture. Imagine we buy CDM. Let's say Pogba goes, right? You buy a CDM with Pogba's money, right? A CDM you can do both McTominay and Fred's job times 10.
Easy.
Yeah?
Indeed.
A Van de Beek and a right winger that could actually play ball and create. The same way Pogba's just tried to create today, not with pace.
Amad Diallo and Sancho. Next.
Yeah? Okay, perfect. You'll look at that right side and you're thinking, raw, I've got ballers who are creative. Van de Beek gets to play in the 8 role on the right-hand side, which is his main role. You know he loves to create space for other players. So when you've got a Martial running in and out, a Bruno running in and out, you can then start to see potential for gaps opening up, freedom of space. If you give creative people freedom of space, they've got more time to pick up the right pass and link up play and think of a move pattern to move forward.
That's it. Yeah, it's basic, man.
And that is without a Pogba. If Pogba stays, you still bring a CDM. You can still ultimately, and this is where I know a lot of people said you can't play Bruno as a false 9. But if you have these type of players around you, 100% you could play him because, like Aiden said,
I don't think.
I know you can't. I know you don't. You're not a big fan of a false 9, but I'm saying in terms of if you've got creativity around you, Bruno is smart enough to pick up the right spaces. You only have to look at when Cavani came on and got the assist for Bruno, who ran off the last man, timed his run perfect, come off him, Batman, so he can do it. But what I'm saying is he doesn't play those positions. However, when you've got ball players who are individuals who can actually they don't need a system, but they create their own system because they're all singing off the same hymn sheet. It's still going to sound good. So then you can still link up the play. It's simple and it's not going to cost a lot. But Ollie doesn't want to do that. So to go back to your question, Dom, I don't feel Rashford being out of the team is as detrimental as most fans will probably think it will be. But it all determines and all depends on how Ollie progresses with the current squad he's got. And I don't think he'll use it. So it may look poor. I don't know.
Bro. Man, like
guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video. It takes 2 seconds. Boom. We beat AC Milan. I was nervous. I freaking got so nervous. I said I'll buy the freaking zebra kit if we won. I'm freaking gonna lose money now, but I'm a man of my word. My wife ain't gonna like it. Don't care. So thank you so much. Subscribe if you're new. Appreciate it. About your expressions on a mad one. Won't be surprised if Pogba starts to left against Leicester. 100% he probably will. If Ollie sees something that he likes, he just plays it over and over again. It's like a freaking bad song, like freaking Macy Gray. Yeah, man, it's one that you keep hearing it. You keep hearing it all the time.
Please, somebody clip that.
Clip that still. That's going to be clipped. Somebody clip that, bro. Somebody clip
Ollie needs to rest his players or they'll be injured for long. 100%. Adam, yes, I see you, my man. Agree with everything Aiden said. RBS, what's going on, brother? Hope you're good. Vibes. Ollie needs to learn the rest. Bruno at times. And Paul Yang, my man. Get Rice. Very young. He's good in the ball. He's not slow either. If probably he's used that. 100%. All right, let's get some people in to talk and see how they feel about the game, about the situation, what they're feeling. We'll probably start with Sufan. What's going on, Sufan? You good? You're mute. It's like a Zoom call at work.
Damn it. So what's happening to me, man?
How's it going, mate? You good?
Yeah, we got the win, bro.
Yeah.
I wanted the players to come up clutch. We did it. Pogba coming on, brought that class with him, playing in a position. Not even his position. Made everyone around him better. We saw Bruno. We saw Fred. Their performance in the second half were completely different from the first half. And I'm buzzing right now because all I wanted this season was a trophy. I really didn't care what it was as long as it wasn't the Carabao Cup. So,
so are you in a situation right now, right, where obviously people are talking about Pogba contract? Yep. Do you want Pogba to stay, or do you don't care if he leaves and we'll find a replacement? What's your thoughts on that, man?
I don't know who can replace him. I don't trust the board to go out to get a replacement for him.
Exactly.
So if we go and sell Pogba, all of a sudden we have another hole in our team that we need to replace.
Yeah.
Because Donny van de Beek will not do that role as well as Pogba does, or what Ollie needs Pogba to do. He wouldn't do it like Pogba. And I think Donny with Pogba will be an option. But Donny, I just don't think. If Pogba leaves and we get a CDM, now we have McTominay, Matic, Fred, and a CDM. And Pogba's gone. Where the creativity is only on Bruno and Rashford for another season.
Yeah, and you can see it's clear now. When Bruno wasn't on it, we were like, "Oh my, we ain't gonna freaking score this goal." Like, where's it coming from? And all of a sudden, Pogba comes on. Bruno's like, thank the Lord, I was playing crap. Pogba, you freaking tag team, you're it. You know what I mean? It's one of those situations where that's what good players do. We bring on things. But I also want to talk to you. Obviously, we're in a situation where it's 2-1 overall. We're through. It's massive. We need this trophy. But along the way, I feel like we're picking up casualties, and things are being not managed in the most effective way possible to reduce those casualties. I've just seen Chris say here that Solskjaer on Rashford, he had a little twinge. We couldn't take a risk with him. What, 2 years ago? Two years ago, or last week, or all the games he's played across most games across Europe. Do you feel like we've not managed Rashford in the right way, Sufan?
I feel like it's a bit hypocritical from Oli over the season, because I feel like a lot of times he'll say, "Oh, we cannot risk Martial today. He just came back from injury. We cannot risk Donny. We cannot risk Pogba." But then he plays Rashford every single game.
Yeah,
trust me, bro.
On the other game when we played against in the weekend against West Ham, keeps on for 90 minutes with Ahmad. Who just scored a goal, and he doesn't come on again.
Yeah.
So he plays 90 minutes, and then he expects him to play another 90 minutes. It's not gonna work out. He gets an injury. Now he's probably out for the Leicester game, and I hope he's out. I hope he just stays in England for the international break. I hope he doesn't go out to play.
No, I completely agree, man.
Break.
And how you feel about Leicester? What's your score prediction for that, bro?
Score prediction, I'm going to go 2-0. I think Pogba will start. I think he'll offer a lot to the team. I think Matic comes back in. I hope Diallo gets a start. I hope Donny gets a start. And I hope Martial and Cavani are back. I'm confident for that one now.
Yeah. Mate, I appreciate it. Sufan, thank you so much for coming on, brother. I appreciate it so much,
man.
Yeah, thank you.
Peace. Sufan's a legend, man. Sufan's a legend. Guys, look, we're in a situation where we've got Amad Diallo, who could easily play on the right. He's confidence. Look, I know we don't want to rush players in. I get it. I don't want to rush him either.
No,
I don't want to just stick him into a flicking car and say, all right, drive, and he's got a license. I get that. But the thing about Ahmed is that he oozes this confidence. No one comes onto the pitch like that and scores a goal like that. The last person to do that was Rashford. Look at him now. He's freaking MBE. We need to, if he asks him for it, if they're good enough to play and you're going to pay potentially 40 million, play the brother. Let him flick in. Sometimes you've got to dive in the deep end. You just got to do it. So I hope he gets more game time and we get the good players on the pitch, because that's what happens when you play good freaking players. We're going to bring in Adam, my man, and see how you're feeling. Adam, in the place. How you feeling, bro?
Hey, guys. Thank you very much for having me on. All right. Quite all right. Quite a good result, but then again, as I said the last time, we didn't learn anything, did we?
Yeah, no. Well, it was a situation where I think the most important thing we learned is that we need good players. Do you know what I mean?
I agree and both disagree with that, because look, let's not pretend we didn't know Pogba was world class. The brother is just different. He really is just different. When you say midfield, and the thing is, we need better player. I heard you guys talking about Declan Rice, CDM, and this and that, and I don't really agree with that, because I don't think at this stage, and that's where I come to your point about structure and DOF and that, which is absolutely bang on every time. Let's suppose you bring in Declan Rice and you bring in Pep Guardiola. You have a holding midfielder that doesn't suit the way Pep's play for example. So you go by Declan Rice, you go by Jadon Sancho, and then you stick. What does Ole do? What does he do? You know, what is it that he does that we require Declan Rice or an NDD or whatever? You see what I mean? It depends on how do you want to play, and when you figure out the way you want to play, then you pick the players, and not the other way around. Because you can bring in the best players on paper, and they might not work out, not at all.
Oh, 100%. I think
he wants to play. You know.
Holland. Go on, AG.
Sorry, bro. I do think he knows how he wants to play, and I think this season he's had to bend his formation. If we think about last season, bro, he went with Matic, Fred, Dominic, chatting shit. See how they got stuck in my head? Start again. He went with Matic, Bruno, and Pogba, right? Matic, Bruno, Pogba was in a 4-3-3 mainly starting. Towards the end of the season, we knew that he was going for Sancho because we knew the right wing was needed. So we had a CDM who was playing in form at the time, and we played with Bruno and a Pogba, literally pivots in the 8 roles, right? Now, that's what got us to third. That's what got all the fans hyped. That's what made the pundits stand up and start taking this seriously. He clearly showed that was his route. But he was basing it off individual brilliance, yes. Cool. There was no style patterns of play, but what he managed to do was bring have the image ultimately to bring players like Sancho in. Because let's be honest, he wanted Sancho the moment we beat Leicester. I saw that being reported. He wanted it from them.
Yeah, he did.
He wanted it before. So if you think about those signings, the same formation, you're looking at one DM, you're looking at 2 8s, and you're looking at a Sancho. How scary does that look now? Playing but on the back of playing how you were playing before. Now, yes, there was no solid system in terms of what we see at Klopp and Nagelsmann and Pep. There was none of that. That's fine. You can be a man manager and have a standard structured coaching stuff. You can do that. It would have worked with those types of plays, but when he didn't get backed and didn't get the centre back in, then it was a case of I now need to try and find a different way to try and play football. And he seems to have just been accustomed to then going Fred McTominay, taken away from the attack, and gone and protected the 2 centre backs, which has now forced us to believing that this is the way he wants to play. I don't believe this was in his first plan, I'll be honest. However, he's had to adapt because he's not been supported and backed, which is why I've been supportive of Ollie. However, now he's got players that he can try to play that 4-3-3 with. This is where I'm saying, well, what are you going to do? So just to put on that point, I fully agree with you. It's very difficult to see where Ollie's going to go with this formation. But I do believe he had an idea at some point. Whether he sticks with it now, clearly isn't. Is different. But he did have one. You could see that.
I hear you, but the thing is with Ole, he played 4-3-3 only when he first came in and he got the Champions League with Matic, Pogba, and Herrera. Because last season we came back from lockdown, Pogba was playing next to Matic in a 4-2-3-1. Pogba's play was
a bit different.
His play was very simple. It was just about keeping it moving, and it was Bruno who was pushed forward. It was 4-2-3-1, and when he was in Norway at Molde, he was playing 4-2-3-1 is mainly his formation, and now he has the players to switch it up. And he prefers to put Pogba on the left. So I don't know if you guys remember when some journalist told him why does he change formation so much and always the three at the back and the diamond.
Yeah, and he was like, I don't do it. Yeah.
And ever since that day, he never switched, almost as if anything
never happened. Yeah.
He just wants to play. Fine, I don't have a problem with the 4-2-3-1, but you need to play the right way. In the 4-2-3-1, you can't have goal-scoring wingers like Mason Greenwood and Marcus Rashford because you don't have the balance.
Makes no sense.
You can.
Well, you know what? Go on, Aiden.
I was gonna say you can have goal scoring wingers. The thing is, the 4-3-3, all it was when you have attacking fullbacks was a response to the 4-4-2. When the 4-4-2 went, you had attacking fullbacks. But the thing is, if you want to play 2 8s in a 4-3-3, it's very different to playing a runner. The only reason why Pogba, Matic, and Herrera worked is because Herrera was a runner. He did most of the grit work. He did most of the running. He did most of the cleaning up. That's why Pogba was allowed to be in advanced state. Now, if you want to play 2 8s, you can't have inverted wingers because they'll just interfere with the space that they're coming into. Remember when Pep played that 2 8s, you need touchline wingers and Sterling and Sane that provide width, and you need fullbacks tucking in. So if Ole wanted to play that, he'd have to have fullbacks to tuck in. Also, if you want to play 2 8s in a 4-2-3-1, what most people do now is they play 4-2-3-1 out of possession with both as 2 6s, but then they play an 8 advanced and a single 6 at the bottom. Like Kimmich stays at the bottom, then Goretzka goes forward in possession. But again, if you wanted to do that, you'd have to have a fullback drilled to tuck in, like Cancelo did for City and still does. So that's the thing. You have to have wingers that stick to the byline and don't cut in constantly. You'll have to have a 9 that holds a position. You've got to have a fullback that tucks in. So that's the only thing. If you wanted to play a 4-3-3 with a runner, I personally think Van der Beek's the closest thing to that. So we really should be trying Matic, Van der Beek, Pogba, or Fernandes. But yeah, it's a bit complicated. But you can. But you'd also there's a lot of elements. So I don't know if Ole tactically.
This is the question, Adam, for you. We're in a situation, right, where we're like, okay, is Ole the man for the job? He's potentially going to get a contract. Look, we've gone through the Europa League final, right? This is huge. Like for us as a club, up and down, yo-yo, don't know what's going to happen, don't know if we like it or not. It's huge, right? Who did this win come down to? Was this Ole as the manager, or was this just individual class of Pogba? Where do you stand in this situation?
Oh, it's Pogba. It's the players. It's the players. To be honest with you, if we have one player who makes that much of a difference, we have a problem with the team. It is too big of an impact for the team to be coherent.
Yeah.
If we don't have Martial, Pogba, and Luke Shaw, we are a struggling team. Those three, maybe not considering the goals and the assists, because I really don't care about that. If you take Luke Shaw, Pogba, and Martial, the ball doesn't stick. We can't move it. And Luke Shaw is a left back, which is embarrassing in itself, that we have to depend on the left back to provide something going forward. I don't know. This is not on Ole, absolutely. Not for me, at least. Not for me.
And so, where do you think we're going to finish then, Adam? Your final point. Where do you think we're going to actually finish? Or do you think we're going to win the Europa League?
No, I don't believe so. We need consistency to win a cup, and we don't have that. I hope we do, but even there, to be honest with you, I want us to win every single trophy there is, but I don't really care about the Europa League. I'm still not over Leipzig. I'm still not over Leipzig and Istanbul Besiktas. I can't lie.
Adam, I freaking love you, man. You are just straight to that point, boy. I don't care about it. It's Ollie didn't do it. It's Pogba. I don't care about Europa League. I don't care about football. I don't care about life. I just thinking what people do.
Well, that's pretty much it.
Adam, I appreciate you so much coming on, bro. You're a legend, mate. We'll try and get you on more.
Yeah, legend, bro. Legend.
Yeah,
Peace. You know what? Adam's freaking hilarious, man. I love that guy. Guys, thank you so much for joining and tuning in. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you're new. We're going to now put all our efforts and give him the praise he deserves. Again, the show is called Pog Wing, Pog Goal, Pog Back. The guy came from a hiatus. People forgot about him, didn't know who he was. Is he at a wedding in COVID? He should be in lockdown. Is he at a wedding? Is he not abiding by the rules? No. Pogba was getting better to come back to this game. And now, this is the thing, right? We're in a situation where Pogba, he's such an important player, but he takes the pressure off Bruno. He's taking the pressure off. He's taking the pressure of Luke Shaw to defend, create, score goals. Luke Shaw's had to step up and start scoring goals, right? In a situation which he should be doing. But this is what I mean. Pogba comes into the frame and we start looking like a team. Look, tell me if I'm wrong, right? For me, Neji, Aiden, right? I'm in a situation where the people that I'm seeing to win us the trebles, to win us the leagues moving forward, I'm keeping Luke Shaw. I'm keeping one of the keepers. I'm keeping Pogba, Bruno, Rashford and Martial, Greenwood. Have I missed anybody? That's about it.
I'd have to look at the squad, to be honest.
I think that's about it. I'm literally, I know the most important players of the spine, and that's a blend of future, generational talent, class, elite. I've not mentioned any flicking CDMs. Have you noticed? I've not mentioned any CDMs. I've not mentioned any right wingers.
We have to get CDM.
I haven't mentioned any right wingers, and the striker, I've only mentioned Martial. And really, he's more of a forward. This is where we're at. If we get more Pogbas in their individual positions, like right wing, up front, so even another centre back, just in case Bailly gets injured again, this is where we're going to go. But the problem is, and this is where we're all go back to, is Ollie going to get the best out of when we get those best players? That's the thing. That's the thing. How do you feel about Pogba's performance, Aiden? I'll come to you, Neji, after.
Well, I'm not really surprised, to be honest. Like, this is what Pogba always does. He's always really good. You know, on the big stage, he steps up, man, scored a World Cup final goal. You know, he did it at Leipzig, done it again. Yeah. It's everything that you expect from a player like him. You know, I'd say one thing that everyone says, I'm watching the goal back right now, and it actually explains it very well. The best players play the game at their own pace. They play at a walking pace. They literally play at a walking pace. The best players I've ever seen, especially midfielders, play at walking pace. Trust me, bro. Julius is fuming, bro. But seriously, when I used to watch people like Iniesta, when I watch people like Modric, when I watch people like Zidane, Kaka, they play at a walking pace. They don't rush.
Yeah.
They're always composed, and that's exactly what Pogba is. But to be honest, like I've said this before, I think Pogba with Messi is the most complete player in the world. I'm not talking about the best. I'm talking about the most complete in terms of every single attribute you could want from a player. I don't see how people are expecting us to replace him. I don't see how people are expecting him not to be the crucial part of the spine. The issue we've got right now is Ole doesn't understand the fact that we have two undroppable eights. That is the crux of the issue with this entire team, I think. We have two undroppable eights. That is the issue. Because if Bruno doesn't play, people are angry. If Pogba doesn't play in the advanced state, people are angry.
Play together.
But again, you can't play two eights together and get the best out of them if you do not have a system that supports it.
Exactly.
I know people used to play two eights in a 4-3-3, which was a bit different. But if the way they're playing it in the 4-2-3-1 now, in a 4-3-3 in position and 4-2-3-1 out of possession, you need a system around that. And that requires touchline wingers to an extent. It requires a tucking in fullback. And if you think about it, the DM that City had, Fernandinho, one of the best the Premier League's ever seen. So again, it falls to Solskjaer. Can he do it tactically? Everyone wants to diss Pep, but could anyone else any managers in the history of football get Cancelo doing what he's doing right now?
Yeah, no, it's a different level. Even,
do you know what I mean? So,
like obviously Pogba, he's class. We know he's class, Neji, and what he brings to the table. I was looking at flicking Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Dan James on the right, and I was just shaking my head, man. I was shaking.
Too IQ. They wouldn't pass their sats. If there's football sats, they wouldn't pass them, bro. I was watching a Dan James clip. Yeah, I was watching a Dan James clip. Literally. So the man's here, he's here, the goal's here. Greenwood is here.
Yeah.
He chooses to run at the man and doesn't pass through to Greenwood.
It makes it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't not make any sense. Like, it's not like you're trying to understand, like, okay, you're painting a really nice picture. Does blue go there? Pink? No, get me a brown. Forget about that. Freaking Mason Greenwood's on the freaking left, passing the freaking ball. This is what I'm talking about, Neji, when I'm talking about getting quality players on the pitch whose decision-making is elite. I've seen so many people say, oh, Dan James, he's been amazing. Oh, he's been good. He's been better than
standard. People need to understand, for his standard, he's been better.
That's his exactly. His standard's been better because guess what? He's been playing games, so he's getting match rhythm. But to get to the freaking upper echelon of Manchester United to beat Leicester on Sunday, Dan James shouldn't be playing. And the thing about it, Dan James will probably play. This is my problem. The amount of times I saw the kid, bless him, on the right wing, passing it and crossing. Granted, to make about one or two okay crosses, right? But we need more than that. We need freaking completion.
I'll be honest, Dom, yeah. The only way I could see him getting in the team is if he was kind of doing, if we played 4-4-2 and he was like the right midfield, I could see him cutting inside the centre midfield. Because let's be honest, the only positive part of his game that he's actually improved in that respect is the way he's actually carrying the ball. His ball dribbling now is so much more effective in terms of his little taps, knocks in the right area. That move that he did to go like this kind of shape, to go forward to get the free kick. I saw that, that is a very, very difficult skill, especially when you're quick, because the type of knocks that you have to have, if you looked at it, it was in stages. He drew the defender in, knocked it away. Drew the next one and knocked it away. To me, those little things there were perfect because he then became a problem. Now the issue is his crossing ability. I just wish he had one step over in his game.
Oh,
if he had, and that
would buy him time, wouldn't it? It would buy him a little bit of time.
I'm not saying maybe too small to get the ball to his legs. I don't know, but like if he had a little feint to drop of the shoulder, just to wobble the defender off one little bit, he'd be gone. Because what I can see now is he's able to take that ball past players, especially when he's cutting inside on his right side. No problem. But if he's able to just work on just dropping a little shoulder, a little feint and a little knock, I'll be then thinking, okay, you can start playing right wing because
I don't think you'll ever be able to, bro.
No, I don't think you ever.
Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know why I'm saying that? Like, in my opinion, players develop. Once you get to 18, 19, your technical fundamentals are sound. Once you're 23, your position is sound. Once you're 27, you peak, and then after that, it's the elite. Then 30 is the decline.
That's the thing.
That is a massive.
I'm in agreement. That's what I'm saying. If he had it in his locker, you'd be looking at a different player. The fact that he doesn't, and you look at the age that he is, or 25 now, it's gone past that stage. So what you're going to get with Dan James is an effective player off the bench, and if he can do what he did when players are tired like that, being a nuisance, extra pace, then by all means, come on. He is literally, for me, a squad player. He is the levels of a Tom Cleverley when he was at United. Not a starter. Play when you play, but when you play, you know he's going to be effective in certain games. When they're tired and you've got little speeds to going in and out of the midfield, no stress. But we need another right winger.
You know what? This point is so old Sam, Carl. Thanks for joining, man. This point is it for me. It really grinds my gears. The way we play our players up front as part of a team. It really grinds me. Like we're playing people in the wrong positions. It's so blatant. It's so blatant. I would actually say to myself, right? He said here, I'm bored with Rashi, Marshall, and Greenwood playing. We need something new. Look, we've got out and got Amad Diallo. We're looking to try and get a Sancho. That's always going to be there. Like, for me, correct me if I'm wrong here, but sometimes I actually think Dan James decides when to beat a player better than Rashford.
It's more balanced. It's more balanced.
Do you know what I'm saying,
It's
Nathan?
more balanced.
Yeah. Do you see what he,
it's a more balanced front three.
He gets the ball, he draws them in, and then speeds off. Whereas Rashford just gets going and then just runs into 17 players. Dan James should actually teach Rashford. This is the one thing that Dan James could sit down Rashford to go, hello, mate. Look, I know you got MBE. You scored loads of goals, mate. You're People's Choice Awards, right? But one thing I'll teach you, brother, you need to know when to try and dribble past players. Because I've seen Dan James.
He doesn't know how to use his pace.
He does. Rashford was playing, all right, here we go, I'm off. And flicking hit a wall.
Yeah,
Dan James
said, here we go, I'm off.
Honestly, Dan James brings people in and then does it. That's the one thing. But apart from that, Dan James is an average player for me. And I've got nothing against him, but he's an average player. My problem here, right, is that Greenwood still not scoring. Still not scoring. And the guy is a generational talent. He is one of the only ballers I can see that can easily score with his left and right foot. I think he's not scoring because of the way we play football and the way we feed him the ball. The way he's not one of those players. He's not actually very good at dribbling. He's good at getting out of good spaces, but when he's running with the ball, it's never really fully in control with Greenwood. That's not his style. His style is approach the box with the goal and the two flicking posts in front of him. Give him an opportunity to score, he'll get it in. That part of his game's been sucked out. He don't do that. We don't see Greenwood get an opportunity to do that. And people say, oh, yeah, it's because defenders are understanding what to do. No, because Greenwood was scoring when there were 17 defenders around him anyway before. That's not changed. There's still people around him, but before he was clinical and he had that sort of confidence and that aura. The problem with Greenwood is that we're in a situation where you've got the setup. The setup's not right, and people aren't playing for each other. People are playing for themselves. That's the problem. Because there's been an example with Dan James. Greenwood is free.
Yeah, it was
free as a.
I'm gonna get that screen. I'm gonna get that screenshot. It's actually embarrassing. He's embarrassing.
Free as a daisy,
and he looks up as well. He actually looks up and goes, "That's the."
Yeah, he's going like this. He's going like this, and that's the thing. It's like when this is what I talk about. It's like, do you know what the thing I'd say? It's like this. It's like once you're 23 odd, if you haven't got basic decision making and you haven't got basic tech, you're not going to learn it. I don't believe you're going to learn it. I just don't. I cannot think of many players that have learned tech and basic decision making after the age of like 18, 19.
Yeah.
I can't think of anyone.
Yeah. I love
if anyone can, tell me. But,
no, I completely agree. Welcome back, Pogba, 100%. Greenwood gets games easy. We play like we don't have a number 9. Greenwood comes soon, 100%. Dan James is quite selfish, it's shocking more than people realise. It's one of those situations, though. It's this, you know, when people say people are selfish, right? You've got an element, right? Tell me if I'm wrong. You've got an element of trying to score and be selfish. Because look, if you're a striker, you're going to have an element of being selfish. 100%. You want to score and shoot. Everybody's got an element of trying to do the Hollywood pass or make a difference in the game. But then that's where the sort of the way you get drilled in training comes down to it. You might come to a position, right, and really every ounce of your body is telling you, oh, no, I want to take him on, or I want to try a worldie. But then something in your training says to you, no, I'm in this quadrant.
No.
I'm in this area. I've got someone here, and they've been told that if I'm in this area, they're going to be supporting me. Let's play football. Let's play the way I've been drilled. And this is a problem. This is why Pogba's come into this pitch and made such a difference. The difference should not be that big. I'm sorry. If you're playing as a collective team with decent players on the pitch, it should not be that big. So this exposes us that we need better players in midfield and we need a better way of playing football. Because I don't know, bro, what's happening on Sunday. I don't know what's happening against Leicester. I don't know what's happening against who's after Leicester. We got the flicking
international break. We got like
break, and then we got
FC against us.
FC whatever. We got Liverpool in the last sort of 8 games and stuff. We've got flicking hard games. We need to understand a way of playing. That's what I'm saying. In the comments, selfishness in forwards, what separates from the best, 100%. Greenwood, Rashford, Martial are moody players. Forget about EPL, CL. They themselves don't want it. They're all about PR. Look,
bro, I must say.
Nick Kippard's got in deep. I 100% believe that. Look, I know why people want Dan James to play because he's the only winger we've kind of got. But if we want our levels to go up higher, we've got to flicking go up higher than that. Let's talk about the old flicking the old centre backs because they had a flicking good.
They were good, you know.
What was that? Who is these now?
Maguire, Maguire was good.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. So what's this coming down to then? Because AC Milan were attacking us.
I was like,
Maguire
was doing good. Yeah, I was like this. Shit.
No. No, but I don't get it.
Looking to delete Twitter and that, bro.
Lindelof was making like last minute sliding tackles. Maguire was getting his head. The ball hit his head. He nearly flicking killed over. I hope he's all right. Like, why are we not seeing this in other games? Like, what is because 80 Milan's attacking us, bro? They were attacking us hard. And then we had to defend hard. What's the difference?
I think it's down to two things. Henderson being in goal. Because if you look at the type of mistakes when the ball's coming over the top, there's never been a keeper there to claim.
Yeah.
So it makes them panic because they just don't know what they're doing together when the ball's over the top. It looks a bit awkward, a bit weird, heading, all that rubbish. But then also when you think about the ball being played in behind, you've got a sweeper keeper. So then they're actually playing a little bit higher. Just like this last touch, you can see it, and they feel a little bit more confident going for the ball because now it's a case of I know I can go for the ball, I know when not to. Maguire, I know that's one factor for me is Henderson, but Maguire, since I told KG that I'm gonna, I feel like me and him need to 3D him through a table. I don't condone violence because wrestling is fake, just so you know. So obviously he's blessed, you know what I mean? He's normally get recovery in that, but since then, it was a case of he heard man and said, "Shut up, Neji, like you ain't doing that. I'm coming through like Undertaker, like don't watch." He's just stepped up his game, and he's got the support around him, but at the same time, he's able to play his game a little bit better, regardless of who he's being with. Yes, I would still like to see it when he's got one CDM in front of him, but today, Maguire, when he was positioned where he had to track two runners and he had a chance to go and score, he timed the tackle on Hernandez, I think it was Theo Hernandez, perfectly. He drifted in wide, let him come inside. Basaka recovered, then he went straight across, nipped the ball away. To me, I've not seen that. He's looked shaky before, he's looked nervous. Now he's actually clearing the ball, getting rid of it in the right manner. Like there's a confidence, there's a mentality attached.
Bro, you know what? I think as well. Like, I think we theoretically football kill players. Because when the team's not playing well, the most shaky, not confident people with big price tags are the first ones to get it. The first ones to get clipped. The first ones to be the blame. Do you know what I'm saying? When we're not playing well, Pogba's rubbish. Oh, he's rubbish. Oh, Bruno can't do it against the big six. Oh, Luke Shaw finally he's better, but why are you doing it before? Oh, flicking Henderson, it makes a bad thing. Oh, Maguire, he's so slow. He's a big... We start to try and find things because we're not winning. I'll tell you right now, if we're winning the games and Maguire's actually playing worse, no one will talk about it.
I will.
Yeah, no. I think me and AG would, but some people wouldn't. I think some people are fickle.
No one, mate. If you're talking about it, you're clutching at straws. Because I'll be honest with you, most people are talking about the win and what we're going to do and the positives. You don't really think about the negative. You might draw on it and say, "Oh yeah, Maguire needs to improve this part of his game," but overall, winning games and we're keeping clean sheets. The problem is, as soon as overall the team ain't playing well, we start going for people with pitchforks because Maguire has had, as Chris said, Carl said here, 10 clean sheets in his last 14 games. But no one's really going to start. I don't see people going.
I don't rate that comment, I'm sorry, because last season, I mean, I'll always look at individual performances as an individual. Clean sheets come down to your goalkeeper, right back, two centre backs, and your left backs. That's 5 people.
And the other team.
Yeah, and your 2 CDMs if you want to talk about it. You can't. I don't like people who claim stats when it's more of a team effort. I'm sorry, I don't look at it.
No, but the people on the pitch with him would also have the same stats.
Yeah, of course, but
that's right. If I'm a keeper, I'll be like, I've kept a clean sheet.
Yeah,
with my team members.
But this is my issue. Last season, when we got these clean sheets and we were top 5 in the Europe, Maguire was still making these mistakes, and it's stats like that paper over the cracks. So
no, 100%.
So I can't support them. So I look at individuals. I think, okay, he's clearly made individual errors that have led to us dropping points and coming out of semi-finals. Like we look at the Everton game, he played everyone on side. Who the hell does that? You can find that in League 2. I've seen better lines in League 2, 100%. So when you look at those things, I'm thinking that is an individual error. When I look at him today and I go, that is an individual prowess of yours, when he did make that tackle, that's where I judge. Because that to me shows him as an individual affecting the team on them levels. You know, he's tackling, he's tracking back, he's marking, how many headers he's winning, duels, stuff like that. It's more personal.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think it's a situation, though, at the same time, when someone's playing well, these stats back that up. Because if you're playing well, normally you're a result of playing well and being a good defender with your defensive team members means you keep clean sheets. So I don't think we can ignore this because we know Maguire's been playing well. We know Henderson's been playing well. There's a few mistakes in games and so forth, but they even came out and said 4 clean sheets. Like at the end of the day, the other team hasn't scored, and the defenders and the keeper have made that happen as part of a collective team. So for me,
recently, if we're going off recent performances, you know what, that makes sense to me. But of course, for the whole season, that wouldn't make sense to me personally. But I understand what you're saying. For now, I'd say, you know what?
Yeah, absolutely.
I can see that. So
absolutely. For me, right, I think we can win a treble with Maguire and another centre back.
A good centre back.
Yeah, a good centre.
Do you know what I'll tell you? The reason why I don't think that, and I'll tell you why. When Maguire comes up against these techie wingers, Mbappe, Dembele, Gnabry type, he gets skinned. And I'm telling you, in a Champions League final, Odd, you get one chance, you get spun once, you're done.
Yeah.
The thing is, I think people need to remember the standards of the club, and I'll say this over and over again. Look, put it like this. If you had a girlfriend, for a year, she's treating you like crap. She was going and cheating on you with other guys, doing this, that. And on Valentine's Day, she comes to you and gives you a box of chocolates. What are you going to say? Oh, you're amazing. No, you're not. Because you've been cheating on me the other 365 days of the year with the neighbour and my best mate. Doesn't matter, does it? Because I'm going to look at the bigger picture. You wouldn't look at, you bought me some chocolates. So what? You should be doing that every other day. Your standard is in your relationship with me, you're supposed to show me love every day, not just whenever you feel like it. That's the standard. Yeah. You know, whenever you want.
But you know what the problem is? I get that. But I'm saying we've seen the buy effect of Maguire, right? We've seen, and this is the thing, though. This is the problem, and this is why I say Maguire can win a treble. He could be a part of a treble-winning team because you could have a really rubbish centre back. Say who's rubbish? Who's flicking Titus Bramble, right? In his heyday, the guy was terrible. Titus Bramble, respect you, bro.
Yeah, better stats than Vidic, you know.
Yeah, better stats than Vidic that we've seen.
I'm talking about any rubbish defender you want to do, any defender, right?
Maguire.
If you you wait.
I'm joking.
Maguire.
Don't say that. That's not nice, Deji.
Sorry, Lindelof.
If you get like a
I'll stop. Carry on. I'll stop.
You're out of order. Say you get a rubbish centre back, like an average centre back. Who's that guy that's got an own goal so many times? Anyway, if you put Bayer next to him, he doesn't get better. He's still rubbish.
Yeah, but that's like saying if you put Paul Pogba in Rochdale, they're going to play that. Of course, they're going to play better. But
the thing, though, we didn't buy Harry Maguire for 8. We overpaid 100%, and I'm not backing up Maguire as being the best person in the world. 100% not. But we can see his quality. He has got quality. He has, he showed.
This is the issue, Dom, and this is a big issue. This is why, people were getting gaslit off flipping Scott McTominay because he'd have so many poor performances. Most people think he's had a decent season this season. He's only just stepped up because he scored goals. And then a lot of people
he's been trashed the rest of it.
A lot of people will go, did you not see him against Leeds? What team plays like Leeds that gives you that much space? And he used that.
No, they don't.
I'm sorry, that's not consistency.
But you don't think we can win a league with Maguire?
Say again?
Centre back. You don't.
Yeah, but we can win one league, and I don't think we're saying you can't. I know we can win a league. We can win a league.
Sorry, go on, Aiden, finish, bro.
Yeah, we can win a league, and I'm saying but I'm not Leicester. I'm aiming to win 4 or 5 in a Champions League. Maguire will be exposed. I'm telling you, he will be exposed. If you want to win 3 or 4 in a row, you cannot have one journeyman, like a carrier in your team that just sits there. Honestly, when he comes up against people like Mbappe, Neymar, Dembele, he will get sent. He will get absolutely sent. And the thing is, I'm aware that he's been playing good. But if a flat tyre takes me from A to B, but I can still see that it's flat, am I going to say it's good for the rest of the journey?
Of course. And
I'm not going to. I'm going to fix
as well. Yeah. What I really need to understand is that It was only the last game against West Ham we've just started to say, "Raw, Maguire had a sick game," and now all of a sudden he's a changed man.
No. I'm not
And
saying.
even, but this one, I'm trying to say, the treble thing. We've seen him in semi-finals. He's been relegated more than anything than he's won. So his mentality clearly isn't at the level of
Kyle
winning big
Lewis.
trophies.
Yeah,
But he's
I
only
don't
turning
know.
up when he's in form. I'm sorry.
I don't know, man. I don't know, Neji. I feel like we need to open our minds to. When I say Maguire can help us win a league, I'm saying Maguire with a good centre back who can make up for his deficiencies, because every defender is not 100%. You don't get a lot of Virgil van Dijks. You don't. Not every defender is amazing.
You do in the winning teams. You do in the best
Yeah,
teams in the world.
I wouldn't say every winning team. You've got fast. Not every centre back and every winning team is fast. That's impossible. Not every centre back is humanly flicking a bye. That's impossible. I'll do some research afterwards, because what it is.
Right?
Yeah,
you're right.
You rely on not just a centre back, but you rely on how the team defends as a freaking team, what the keeper has behind them. It's a mixture of lots of different things. I'm saying to you right now, if we get a solid keeper and Henderson just keeps going for it, or De Gea makes a redemption and comes back and is our next superstar, and then we actually get a defensive system where Luke Shaw's playing amazing, we get a really good high-quality Bailly or another Bailly person next to Maguire, and Aaron Wan-Bissaka or someone to push him on that right, and then we start getting a good CDM. I'm sorry, right now, Maguire does a job there, because we've now got a CDM protection. We've got a good keeper. We've got flicking another centre back next to him who's fast and makes up the deficiencies. We can win a league with Maguire.
We can win a league, but a treble, bro, an extra trophy. Don't see it, because we've got arguably the best defensive right back in the world. That's fact. No one's better than Bissaka in defending.
I think Shaw's better than him.
If we're looking for someone with pace, we're clearly going to want to go on the attack, because right now our defensive setup is what's allowing us to win games in people's eyes, when really what we're doing is sacrificing the attack and allowing the attackers to just mess around, which is stupid. But when we want to go and attack and move forward, Maguire will be more exposed. So if you look at a City and a Liverpool, they play a lot higher. So imagine Maguire in the positions of where Diaz is normally, or where Stones is, or where Van Dijk is. Then we're going to see that Maguire more often, and fans will be like, well, I can't keep sacrificing our attack for this defense. We're going to have to push up. So then it'd be a case of, right, okay, Maguire, what have you got one-on-ones? How's your recovery pace? Now you're going to need those kind of attributes, and he won't have it. So I can't see it personally. I can't.
Boys, I'm have to leave there. My little body to go wee. So guys,
pleasure, man.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate you, Aiden, Neji. We've got the win. We move forward. We're going to look out for the Leicester preview. That's going to be massive. We're going to break it down. Team news. Understand what Ollie's saying. Who's fit? Rashford. What's going on? So important. The turn and the focus turns to the Premier League, which is so important before the international break, because that's what everybody will be talking about.
Don't care about the
international break. Say again. FA Cup, yeah, which is really, really important, because we haven't got a clue what's happening with the Europa League next stages and who's going to be fit and so forth. So we look forward to that. But boys, I appreciate you wholeheartedly. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace out. A-Town down. See you.